So from the Princess Theater to the Alabama Center for the Arts, we've heard that from some phenomenal guests to enrich the lives of residents and the culture of our community. Today we're joined by another exceptional representative of our arts community, and that's the Executive Director of the Carnegie Visual Arts Center, Kim Mitchell. Kim, it's great to have you with us today.
It's great to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
You're well?
Yes. I'm
COVID-free?
COVID-free, feeling great.
That's great. That's great. A little bit about Kim. She served with the Carnegie Visual Arts Center from the very beginning, from overseeing the fundraising and the renovation of the original Carnegie Library into a visual arts center to her role now as the Executive Director. Kim is very involved in the Decatur Arts Community. In addition to being the Carnegie's Director, Kim is on the board of the Alabama State Council of the Arts, and she is also past board member of the Alabama Art Educators Association. So, Kim, if you will, tell us about the Carnegie Arts Visual Center and how it came to be in our community.
Yeah, well, Decatur did not have a visual arts center for a long time, and I had gotten involved in the Decatur Arts Council when I first moved here in the early 90s. I was approached to join that board and got involved with the arts just right away. And we were looking for a place that might have possibility to have an arts center, and the mayor at the time, Julian Price, came to Noel King and myself and said, hey, I think there's a building that's going to come open. Y'all need to go look at it. So we went and looked at the Carnegie Library that was then being used by the Baptist Church next door for classrooms and a youth group house. And it had all kind of crazy furniture in it. The walls were painted every color in the rainbow. It had some plants growing in some corners. And the Baptist Church was faced with either putting some money into this building because also the air conditioning system needed replaced, or going ahead with their capital campaign where they built on to their church. And so the decision was made that they were going to leave that building, and the building belongs to the city. And so we took a look at it and fell in love with the building and saw all kind of potential. And so we wrote a grant to do a feasibility study to see if it would be a good place for the Arts Center, and it was. So we began raising money, and so we raised over $1 million in the community to renovate the building. And we opened in 2003 as an arts center.
Okay. So the church addition would be the addition that's back toward Bank Street? Mm-hmm. Okay. And then it became the Arts Center, mm-hmm. and there's events there mm-hmm. frequently.
Yes. We change exhibits 6 to 8 times a year. We bring in artists from all over the country. In different types of art, typical, type of art that hangs on the wall, and then we have 3D art, and we have pottery and photography, and just all different types of art. But we also have events. We teach art classes. We have a very popular arts camp in the summer. We had 2 weeks of children's art camp this year that went great. That was full both weeks. So we do a lot with also with just classes. We have a dye garden where we grow flowers and plants that we can turn into paint and to make paper with. And so we do classes with that also, so that's a lot of fun.
Okay. And whenever I was growing up, I'm dating myself here for sure, it just happens. That was the first library that I remember.
That's right.
And I guess that was the Carnegies. They had libraries across the country.
Yes, they
right?
did. They gave money to cities all over the country to build libraries and community centers. And Decatur was one of the lucky cities. And so we really have a treasure because a lot of cities don't have their Carnegie libraries anymore. Either they have fallen in disrepair and were bulldozed down, or they decide they didn't need them anymore. And so we're fortunate to have this building.
Yeah, especially that we didn't bulldoze it down.
Yes.
My goodness.
Yes.
How sad. So I want to say it was in the 6th grade, around that time, when what was the Wheeler Basin Library, I think that's the right name mm-hmm. for it, the fundraising effort started for it, where the Decatur Library now sits. Mm-hmm. And you can go in the library and see these bricks where people, residents and just contributors made donations to build that library. It was really community-based
Yes.
as the way it was constructed. And so that made the way for the Carnegie Arts Center to become what it is today.
Right. And so it's been wonderful that building has been able to kind of grow with our city and become different things, but stay in the same place. We also, Nancy Agnew was a longtime librarian there, and felt very strongly about that reading was for everyone, and the library should be a very open, welcoming place. And so we have taken that to heart, and we don't charge to come to the Carnegie. We're free all the time. And so we really want the community to know that it is for them to come and enjoy and visit and bring their family and friends. And we do, in the time of COVID, we clean, and we have masks available. If you don't have a mask, we social distance. So it's a good, safe place to come right now, too.
Well, and whenever it's not COVID, and it's just fun times, and you have openings,
Yes.
That opening night
Right.
where there's usually some foods
Yes.
and beverages, and it's a very festive
It
environment.
is. It's a lot of fun, and it's great to be able to celebrate the artists that we bring in, because it's a big night for them to have their art on display and to have the community come out and support their work. So yes, it's always a fun time, and it's a happy time. So we're excited to, and we've still been doing openings. We're just doing them in a little different fashion. So we're still celebrating.
Good. All right, so we try to help our guests know a little bit about what we're going to discuss before coming, but this one we did, and it just kind of came to me. And I think I know the answer to it. And you've got this look on your face like, oh no. So visiting with you saw John Allison was here. John talked about growing up here in Decatur and how he landed where he is, and he was just meant to be there. Did you grow up in Decatur?
I did not grow up in Decatur. My husband grew up in Decatur,
Okay.
and he's an attorney. And when he finished law school, we stayed in Tuscaloosa a couple of years, where he practiced law in Tuscaloosa. But he wanted to come back to Decatur so badly, and wanted to practice law in Decatur, raise our family in Decatur. Just felt really strongly about it. And I said, okay, well, let's go, And of course, now it is my home, and I've gotten very involved in Decatur. And I encourage everyone that comes comes to live here in Decatur is to get involved in Decatur. That is one of the greatest things about, I think, the way we're able to get things done. We're a great size, and our city officials are very approachable and will listen to you. And if you have an idea, and you can get a group together, it's a good idea. It might, it may happen. So that's a lot of fun.
Good. Now, your husband, Phil, as I remember growing up, again, I'm going back and dating myself, his family had a pawn shop. Was it on 2nd Avenue?
Yes, it was on 2nd Avenue. And he grew up downtown, just being there after school and hanging out, and went to the Princess Theater all the time and watched movies, and has all kind of great memories of downtown. And he, of course, is real excited to see all the growth and progress that is happening downtown.
Yeah.
As I am. So.
How it's been redeveloped is just amazing.
Yes, it is. And it's a very exciting time for Decatur, I feel. We've got a lot of really good things going on, and that will be happening soon, that we all know about, that people are going to be excited about. And I look forward to the future.
Absolutely. So, about not growing up here, so where was home?
I was born at the Boaz Albertville Hospital, is where I was born.
Right.
My dad was in the radio business, so we moved around quite a bit. So the longest place I lived was in Anniston. So I went to Weaver High School, a little small high school, only graduated with 75 people, which was actually a fantastic experience. I didn't realize it at the time, but to be so close to a group of people like that. And I was very involved with band and the arts at that time, but I'm not an artist. So I barely can draw a stick figure.
But are you a DJ? That's what I want to know.
I have been a DJ.
You have. I knew the answer to that.
Yes, I have. I did that for a while.
Yeah.
I was a DJ for a while, and in Roanoke, Alabama, and in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And I've sold advertising also for radio stations and for a billboard company, and did a lot of different things before I found myself here at the Carnegie. And like you mentioned that John had said that him being at the archives is where he's supposed to be. I feel like me being at the Carnegie is where I'm supposed to be. It's like my third child, and I feel really strongly about the place that it has in the community, the positive influence that it can have on the community, and things have really fallen in place for us as far as being able to navigate opening a new gallery at the Huntsville International Airport.
Oh, yeah.
Which was a great accomplishment, I felt, to be able to represent Decatur to people that are coming to visit. And so we switch out those exhibits quarterly and have a community wall there also, where we're able to feature community groups that are doing art. For example, the first one we did was we featured art that is done by Drug Court that's in Stevenson, Alabama, actually Scottsboro, Alabama. My friend that lives in Stevenson is a judge in Scottsboro, and it's his program, but they work with families and the families' children, and they create art. And it's been a wonderful program, and so we were able to feature that at the community wall. So it's been a good thing.
So for those who have return flights into Huntsville, they come off their flight, make their way to the carousel if they're going to get their baggage.
Right.
They're going to walk right by.
They sure will.
The display area. It's about halfway between, I guess.
Yeah, it is. It's right outside the hotel area.
That's right.
And you can also go visit if you only stay about 30 minutes. They won't even charge you for parking. So you can go and visit it, even if you don't have a flight, if you want to go check out what we have going on there. Right now we have one of our own, Frances Tate, who I know we all love. Her artwork is there, along with another artist, Timothy Joe, who's a wonderful artist out of Huntsville. They're both African-American artists that are doing things to chronicle the past. And so it's a really neat exhibit that's
So
there now.
Frances, early Old Town artwork that she does, mostly watercolors, and it just so happens that the water comes from the Tennessee
That's
River.
right.
I have some of her art in the office where I get to hang out.
Oh, that's
So,
good.
yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
Yes, she's a treasure.
She certainly is. Well, and you are too. And
Thank
you know, y'all are y'all. Here I go grouping.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's our community. You've really brought a bunch of folks together that get after it for Decatur for numerous events, and it seems that everyone's always smiling and laughing and having a big time while you're fundraising.
Yes.
So it could almost be fundraising.
It is.
But it's truly fundraising.
It is fundraising.
And of some big numbers.
Right.
Golly, we hate the COVID word. So let's just say life without COVID. We're just a few months away from the Carnegie Carnival
Yes.
season. It starts really late fall.
Well, we'll begin with a petition, which is when our crews petition our king and queen to have the parade again, to have the season again. We'll do that. I think what we're going to do it a little differently this year. We're going to do it in conjunction with the Christmas parade. We're going to give ourselves a few more months and then do it after the Christmas parade. And then we'll kick off the season in January 5th. And we thought combining, we usually do it in October, and then we've got a couple months of lag time there, and we thought we'll just go ahead and push it into December, kick it off, then have our big 12th night at the 1st of January, and then that's when our season will start, and it'll go through February 26th.
Now, remind me, I ought to know all this by now. When does the court actually all the candidates?
That's 12th night.
Okay.
We announce all our candidates on 12th night, and it includes Prince and Princess candidates, which are seniors in high school and all our area high schools. We had 14 candidates last year. They raised $100,000. Kids, and during COVID, they were, as young people are, creative, and came up with ways to raise money without having to gather people in large groups, and they did a fantastic job.
So we have a king and a queen.
a prince and a princess, and Sir Bow Wow and Lady Barks a lot.
I thought there was a Bark-a-lot in
Yeah,
there. Barks a lot.
Barks a lot. In fact, our dog Domino is Sir Bow Wow. He'll give up his crown in February.
These crowns are something else.
They are,
Yeah.
they are. And I used to pick the crowns out, and I did a terrible job because we'd have to do it online, and a crown that looks like it's huge would come in and fit a Barbie doll, you know. So I gave it up, and so now the king and queens pick the crowns out, and we get them through Jimmy Smith Jewelers, and they order them for us. So now they get very nice, appropriately sized crowns. And but usually our kings and queens are so excited about being king and queen, they usually get several crowns on their own. So
Okay.
I know one of our kings, Doug Mays, has one, and it's leather and studded, and it's really cool that a friend made him. So they take it very, very seriously.
Oh, I know. And golly, I cannot think of unless it's royalty, the night that the king and queen, they're announced, past king and queens come through, and that's always so much fun to see everyone from back whenever it first started.
Yeah, well, this is our 11th year, believe it or not.
Okay.
And so we have a lot of kings and queens now. And, you know, they all have their robes and their crowns, and, you know, and still have a lot of pride and honor of having, you know, been a part of the arts and raising money. So, and that's the beauty of this fundraiser, is that it's a community fundraiser, because we work with CASA. We help raise money for CASA, which is an amazing group. We work with Morgan County Animal Shelter, raising money for the dogs. We work with Mosaic. So we work with a lot of other nonprofits to help make this event happen. So all the restaurants, you know, benefit from it, and the businesses, and so it's more than just our fundraiser. It's really a community fundraiser.
We need to give a plug for Mosaic. They have
Yes.
the River Fest this weekend.
They do.
It starts tomorrow and will conclude Saturday. And doing something a little different this year with the state cook-off.
That's
and,
right.
I don't know if there's opportunities for folks to enter, and you can certainly call the Mosaic office.
Right.
And
I'm
find
sure they
out.
will take
But
new people. Yes.
Yeah, there's definitely an opportunity to attend.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we have that. You mentioned Noel King earlier, and it seems that y'all have dear friends. You work closely together, and so we're fortunate here at City Hall to be able to be the host for the River Clay.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and that's coming up. Yes, and we're
Yeah.
very involved. The Carnegie's very involved in River Clay. I'm glad you mentioned that. That's going to be in October. We've changed the date on that. Maybe it'll be a little cooler. We are hoping for like a beautiful fall 70-degree day with a slight breeze. And we've got 60 artists that are going to be here from all over the country. Excited about it being an outdoor event, so it'll be good and COVID safe. We're planning to we're going to have chalk artists.
So let's stop right there if you don't mind. So, golly, Mike Williams approached us about chalk art.
Yes.
And you talked earlier about, hey, if you have ideas, bring those ideas to us.
Right.
And right there is a prime example. Mike had been traveling around the country doing chalk art, and we just wanted to find out if you actually did the art on our sidewalk, if it would come up.
Yeah.
And once we got past that, I think we were on our way.
Yeah, that's right. It was fun, and it's nice because it's temporary. You can enjoy it, continue to enjoy it after the festival for a week or so, and then it all washes off. And so Mike's a wonderful artist, and if something that we have a lot of talent in Decatur, and a lot of them that maybe people aren't aware of because they go to other places to create their art. They're just based in Decatur. So we work hard on trying to make connections with artists that are here or have grown up here, maybe live somewhere else, like Prentice Douthit, who's a fabulous, fabulous photographer and artist and storyteller. He grew up here. And so just making connections again, and letting them know that, we're proud that you're from Decatur and we want you to come back. So we're fortunate.
We are very fortunate. And we like having the River Clay event here on our campus.
Yes, and it's a beautiful place to have it.
It is.
we had looked around when we were planning River Clay of where to have it, where would be a centralized location for downtown and easy to get to and have parking. We were looking at all these different places to do it, and it just kept coming back to the City Hall campus because it's shaded. It's a larger space than you think it is when you just drive by it every day. Of course, very well maintained. So we're just like, this would be great. It already has sidewalks for people to walk and go to the booths. It's perfectly laid out.
Big children's area.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's just we have a little area we call the Grove that we put tables in so that families can sit and eat from the food trucks there underneath the trees. So, it's a nice family day. And like I said, since the weather's going to be like 70 degrees, it's going to be a really fine time to be outside.
I like the way you keep digging in on that. All right, now, this one I'm not sure of, but I enjoy trying to follow on Facebook. There seems like there's an annual road trip.
Oh, yes, yes.
And that's related to, is that related to the arts?
Well, we do. I love to travel. I love to go look at different communities and what they're doing with the arts. And we've had Carnegie travel for years. In fact, we were supposed to go to New York on our 10th anniversary of Carnegie travel, and then all COVID hit and we couldn't go. So we haven't started that back up again, but I still wanted to travel. So I went to Miami a couple of weeks ago, which is an amazing arts community, and went and looked at the Wynwood Walls, which are a whole section of the city that's covered in murals. There's not a place that isn't covered in a mural in this part of the town. And went on a tour of that and talked to some artists. But it's always kind of, you get rejuvenated when you go and look at other places and how they're doing their arts community.
So I was leery of Miami. I didn't want to go. And a couple of years ago, we decided to go on a cruise. And the ship that we wanted to cruise on, it only sailed out of Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And so did a little research, and we ended up staying in Brickell.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
In a very eclectic community.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, we were safe as the day is long there, and had a wonderful time. It was just the perfect place to stay.
Mm-hmm.
So, boy, we were talking about the carnival, and I really just kind of went to the naming of the king and queen and left out one of the best parts of the season, and that's really when it kind of concludes with the big parade.
With the parade, I know it. What is also great about the season and the fundraiser is that we have raised all the money we're going to raise Friday night at 5 before the parade. So we're able to let loose and have a good time and put the show on. For the community and all the visitors that we have come from the outside of our community. We have people come up from Birmingham and Southern Tennessee and on either side of the state that come and stay, and plus we have a race, the half marathon, and we bring people from all over the country for that. So we've got a lot of people in town, and so we want to put on a good show. And if you remember, several years ago, it rained, like crazy rain. And we had to make a call on whether we were going to parade in the rain or not. And we decided we would parade because the show must go on. And we were not going to bring people in from out of town and from around and cancel the reason they showed up. And so as long as it was safe, it wasn't going to hurt us to get wet. And fortunately, even though it was winter, it was about 70 degrees. It wasn't really cold. And so we just all went for it. And everybody has great memories of parading in the rain. I know it. It's great. It was fun. We made the most of it. But really proud of how our parade has grown and the professionalism of our parade. I think we hold our own with Mobile and other Mardi Gras cities. It's not as large because we don't have multiple parades over days. We only have our one big nighttime parade. But with the pirate ship and the crew of Chaos and several other crews that have really great floats.
It's a fabulous parade.
And they put a lot of effort into these floats. So
Very cool.
it is. And they've become organizations in themselves. I'm a siren, and so our group of our organization, we do things throughout the year, and that's the way most of those groups are. And most everybody is always looking for new members. So if it's something that you think you'd want to get involved in, contact us at the Carnegie, and we'll put you in touch with a crew that you might feel you know, you would belong in. And
They're crews, right?
they're crews.
CREWE.
Right, instead of K. And the reason we do that is because Carnegie starts with a C. It's the reason we did Carnegie Crews. So,
Okay.
But you can also start a crew if you and your friends want to start a crew. We're always looking for new crews. I got a call yesterday from a business that's looking at starting a crew and asking all kind of questions about how to go about it.
Great.
So glad we're already getting some interest.
Great. So with that, we talked about the parade. You talked about the frolic. We just had our second frolic, is that right? Or third?
Third, yeah, I think it's third.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a children's parade.
Right, we have a children's parade, and CASA works with that, putting that together, and that's a whole lot of fun. That we have floats in that one. We also have children's groups, and we have music, and we all end up at the farmers market where Mosaic helps put on all our children's activities there. And Kiwanis is involved. We have our art station, Kiwanis Creation Station, that is there where kids can create art for free. So it's a whole big family day. And then we have our dog parade at 2. Crown the Sir Bow Wow and Lady Barks a lot, and we wrap up and go change clothes real quick, and then we have our nighttime parade at 7. So it's great fun.
So we are an arts-based community.
Yes, we are, and I try to tell everybody that.
I try to do the same and try to prompt you just then.
Yes,
Yeah. So that said, what's your favorite thing about the art community here in Decatur?
I like the closeness of our arts community. I like making new connections, like we're talking about. There's lots of artists in Decatur that are looking for a place to kind of hang their hat. So it's my hope that the Carnegie can become more of a hub for that, where if you're an artist and want to get involved, that's where you know to go to get connected in. We love featuring our very talented citizens in different ways as we can. I like everything that's going on downtown. There's some projects that are coming up I can't wait to get started on. And Decatur's we're going to look more and more like an arts-based community as the years go by.
Boy, this is another tough word for me. I just struggle in saying murals.
Murals.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very excited about murals and public art.
Public art. I need to go with that.
Yeah, because that's public art. Because that encompasses everything from sculpture to murals to activities on the sidewalk. You know, you just even Lucy Orr doing the turtles. That was a great project that I got to talk with her and mentor her a little bit on and get her connected with an artist that can make those turtles for her. It's little things like that that makes it fun. It's to, again, if you have a good idea, tell some people about it and see if you can make it happen.
Sure.
Because to me, it's just like the sky's the limit. I mean, we've got a wonderful base to work on, and it's just up to us to really get out there and let people know about us. With Huntsville being the largest city in the state, we're in a great place.
Oh, we get a lot of splash off of that.
We're in a great place.
We certainly do. Well, all right, Kim, this has been a treat. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. I enjoyed talking with you as always, and look forward to working with you in the future.
Well, likewise. But look, y'all do an awful lot for our community.
Thank you.
And you're the leader.
Thanks.
And we certainly appreciate your leadership. We look forward to the future and new ideas that have come out. You've sound like you've wanted to share some things about the future today. And,
I'll come back and share some things about the future.
We'll do that. So we want to say to our viewers that we're happy that you joined us today. Get involved in our arts. It's open to all, and we certainly hope that you will. We also hope that you will text Decatur to 42828 to sign up for our city's digital newsletter. And until next time, be safe and be kind. Have a good day.